Spike's uncle Scorpon drove his Winnebago with Spike, the Rainbooms, and Trixie. As Scorpon drove, Twilight spoke up. "So, Mr. Scorpon." Scorpon looked back. "Oh, please, let's not be formal. You're all welcome to call me Uncle as well, right?" Twilight replied. "So, Uncle Scorpon, what exactly do you do for a living out by your beach house?" "Well, I run a beach cafe right below my place on the beach. Round this time and summertime, it's all good business," he explained. "Oh, I'm so excited, I can't wait." Pinkie cheered. "Well, you won't be waiting long. We're almost there," Spike assured her. Pinkie looked out the window and they could see they were reaching the beach. "Yay," she beamed. Scorpon pulled up outside his triple-decker beach house. "Here we are, guys," Scorpon announced. "Wow," Sunset gasped. "Awesome," Rainbow cheered. "Now this is some place," Applejack said, feeling impressed. "How beautiful," Rarity marveled. "Well, come on, girls," Spike said, as they all got out of the Winnebago with their bags. Scorpon showed them inside. As they saw how spacious the whole place was and just on ground level, Rarity walked around in wonder. "Oh, this place is so wonderful. I need a moment," she fanned herself. "A truly fitting place for a beach weekend." Trixie approved as she looked through the long glass windows. Scorpon spoke. "Well, I'm gonna go start setting up shop below. Spike, show the girls around and meet me there." "Sure thing, Uncle," Spike nodded. As the adult left, Spike turned to the girls. "Come on, tour starts now." He began showing them around the beach house. Spike showed them down into the game room. It was complete with a pool table, hockey table, ping pong table, basketball arcade, video game system, dartboard, and a mini bar counter with stools. "Welcome to the billiard room. Looking for some fun? Well, this room's got all you need," Spike explained like a tour guide. "Oh yeah, this is my kind of room," Rainbow said, as she checked the place out. "So now that we got the tour done, can we hit the beach?" Final asked. "Sure, you know the guest room to change into," Spike reminded them. They nodded and took their things to one of the guest rooms Spike showed them at the start of his tour. Spike was in his given guest room he would normally take whenever he visited his uncle and was slipping into his trunks. He grabbed his beach towel and sunglasses. After slipping into his sandals, he spoke. All set. He stepped out of his room. He walked downstairs to the living room, seeing the Rainbooms and Trixie already in their swimwear. Spike froze as he stared at the girls through his sunglasses. Applejack spoke. "Hey, Spike, what you think? They look good?" Fluttershy asked with a faint blush. "Perfect," Spike answered bluntly. "Well, come on, girls, let's hit the beach," Final suggested. As the rest nodded, they opened a sliding screen door out the back and walked down the balcony stairs, reaching the beach right below it. They stepped onto the sand and started walking the beach. "I tell you, my uncle makes some delicious foods. You're going to flip when you try." Try, Spike stammered as he looked ahead. "Spike," Twilight asked unconcerned. "What's up with him?" Applejack asked. "Maybe he's stuck on repeat," Pinkie suggested. Sunset looked ahead and her eyes widened. "I don't think that's the case, Pinkie." The rest of them looked ahead and to their shock saw half their fellow students on the beach, all in swimwear and filling up Scorpon's beach cafe inside and outside. "Do you?" Rarity began in disbelief. "I see it too," Trixie confirmed in equal shock. Spike was flabbergasted seeing the rest of the student body dressed in swimwear, ranging from conservative to overly provocative. He snapped out of his stupor and ran over through the crowd of girls who were trying to get his attention, until he made it to the cafe counter, seeing Scorpon and some other workers preparing food. "Uncle," Scorpon, who was taking an order, spoke. "Hey, Spike, why didn't you tell me you had additional guests showing up? I was unaware of these additions," he said dryly. As the Rainbooms arrived as well. "What are all of you doing here?" Rainbow demanded out of all the newcomers. Sonata spoke up. "Well, you see, we all heard about your little plans to come to Spike's uncle's beach house for the kickoff of spring break. So Adagia, who has family members who worked in bus rentals, pulled some strings and rented us some buses to hold all of us so we could come and join you." "Cool, huh?" Arya asked with a smirk. "Yeah, cool," Applejack answered dryly. Spike looked to his uncle. "Uncle, there's no way we can fit every girl from my class in our beach house." Lightning Dust spoke up. "Don't worry, if you can't fit all of us, we brought some tents to set up out here on the beach. While some of us can bunk with all of you," Octavia finished. "That solves everything." Derpy smiled. "Maybe for you," Rarity grumbled. Sunset looked over at Spike. "So much for having the place to ourselves. I'm just as disappointed as you girls. But what can we do now? Tell them to go back?" Spike asked. "Why not?" Rainbow asked. "It's not that hard to tell them." "But that would be mean," Fluttershy said. before noticing Applejack and Rainbow squinting firmly at her for not helping. I mean, wouldn't it? Fluttershy's right, Pinkie said. With all the other girls here, it'll be a real party now. She went to welcome the rest of their fellow classmates. Twilight sighed and rolled her eyes. Pinkie, once she sets her mind to a party, there's no stopping. What can you do? Sunset asked rhetorically. So let's make the most of it, Spike said, as they went to enjoy themselves with a bit of food from his uncle's cafe. So they had gotten some food and were at an open table outside the cafe. This looks so tasty, Pinkie eyed her barbecue. I'll say, Rainbow agreed. Ciao girls, Spike said, as they each took a bite, and their eyes lit up like fireworks. So good, they said collectively. This is absolutely delicious. Trixie gave a bright smile. You're darn right, Applejack agreed. Exquisite, Rarity nodded. Fluttershy licked her lips. Your family sure knows how to make food, Spike, Sunset said, as the girls recalled his family's dragon stew. That we do. Spike took a swig of cola. Hey Spike, Sonata popped in from behind the boy, startling him. Sonata, hi. He greeted her. So I was wondering, once we've hit the beach, could you put some sunscreen on me? She asked with a smile. The rain booms hearing this. Didn't want to be left out, Spike. Could you put some on me as well? Twilight asked. And me? Rarity begged. Don't leave me out, Pinkie pleaded. Okay, girls. I'll rub some on each of you, Spike answered. I was hoping you'd say that, Sonata said, as Spike realized the rest of the students were behind her. I don't know if I have enough sunscreen for all of you, Spike said with wide eyes. Adagio smirked. Oh, that won't be a problem. Each of the girls held up their own bottle of sunscreen for him to use. Spike felt flustered and thought to himself, my hands are going to be adventuring into the beyond today. When everyone waited long enough before they would be allowed to go into the water, each of them was laying on a beach towel face down on their chests. Spike's first girl to rub lotion on was Sunset Shimmer. Ready, Sunset. Rub away, Spike, Sunset said. Spike nodded, as he applied some of the lotion into his hands and began rubbing it all around Sunset's back. Not bad, Spike. Oh, that feels good, Sunset moaned in delight. Glad you like it, Spike answered, as he took the time to relish in the enjoyment of feeling up Sunset Shimmer's back. When Spike finished Sunset, he saw Rarity was lying next to her. Make sure to get all of my back, darling. Yes, ma'am, Spike said like a soldier with a hint of arousal. So Spike lathered some more lotion in his hands and began rubbing it on Rarity's back, earning pleasurable moans. Oh, that's wonderful, Spike, the girl moaned. Spike still recalled the feeling of when he first laid his hands on Rarity when she snuck into his room that one night, and the morning afterward. After finishing Rarity, he looked to Pinkie, who looked up at him smiling. Give it to me, Spike. Okay, Spike said, as he started doing Pinkie's back. Spike, that tickles, Pinkie giggled. Sorry about that. Don't be, she smiled. So Spike continued to lather the lotion on Pinkie's back, before moving on to Fluttershy, Applejack, Rainbow, Twilight, and Vinyl. When he saw he had Trixie and every other girl in class to cover, he thought to himself, I can do this. And so he did. Once a girl had their back lotioned up, they went to the water or started a beach activity. When Spike finished the last of the girls, he looked at his hands, seeing they were all wrinkly and sticky. I need to get to the water and soak these. He went into the water with many of the girls, and after potting his hands in the ocean, they were clean. Much better. Spike, heads up, Pinkie called, as she bounced a beach ball to him. Spike, seeing it, bounced it up, and Rainbow spiked it to Applejack. Nice one, Rainbow. Spike nodded. It's a talent, Rainbow said proudly. This is the bomb, and everybody's having a good time. Pinkie smiled. Spike looked around, seeing those who went in the water were relaxing on the beach. Some of the girls like Lightning Dust was playing volleyball with some of the other athletic girls like Flitter and Cloud Chaser. Sonata was collecting seashells, Photo Finish was taking pictures of the beach area, Lyra and Bonbon were making a sandcastle, and others were still hanging around the beach cafe. Spike smiled and thought to himself, this actually has made things better. After a good swim, Spike went back on shore and walked around the area, greeting any of the girls who greeted him. When they offered hi to join them, he waved it off and headed to the cafe, where his uncle was taking a break. He sat down and spoke. Busy, isn't it? Spike asked. Oh yeah, I haven't had such a large crowd like this since the summer of '7. Scorpion chuckled. Once again, I didn't count on half the student body secretly following me here. Spike apologized. Hey, no trouble at all. Thanks to this, the cafe's had a full house. Plus, seeing so many of these girls admire you makes it clearer you really have been busy at school in more ways than one. Yeah, so Discord's told me, Spike nodded, though I hope none of these girls has tried to rape you or anything. Oh, make no mistake, they've tried, Spike humoured his uncle. The two laughed as Scorpon spoke. Spike, you've made your uncle and the men in your family proud. Unless you count my black sheep of a brother, he said bitterly. Hey, forget about him, Spike said. As Scorpon let it go. Spike, the girls called out to him. Come on, Spike, let's have some fun, Sanata called. Spike turned to his uncle, who smiled at him. Go, he instructed. Spike nodded as he ran out to join the girls and continued to party with them. When nighttime came, Spike and the girls were still on the beach partying with vinyl mixing music by a turntable she brought with. Scorpine had set up some empty metal drum barrels that had wood burning in them to create fires so the teenagers could keep warm. As vinyl was mixing music, everyone was dancing on the sand. Spike was dancing close to the rain booms, while every so often taking glances at the other girls who were shaking their asses as they danced. Come on, Spike, get out here, Vinyl called from her turntable. As the rest of the girls chanted Spike's name, Spike went to the center where the girls were gathered around and started dancing to a beat Vinyl was mixing for him. Spike knew he didn't have to be some perfect dancer, so he just busted a few moves and let the rhythm move him the rest of the way. As he danced, the girls were cheering and tried following his dance steps. Vinyl spoke into a mic on her turntable. Let's hear it for Spike. The crowd of girls cheered as Applejack and Rainbow Dash hoisted him up on their shoulders so he was above the crowd. Spike looked down, seeing all the girls cheering for him made this the best start of spring break. He spoke up. Thank you everyone, thank you. You know I originally wanted this to be a private vacay for me and the Rain Booms, and Trixie too. The rest of the class felt guilty for spoiling his original plans. Until he continued, but having all of you here does make me happy. Since I started attending the academy, each of you has been like family to me, and I'm glad I could start spring break with all of you. So here's to a fantastic beach party, the girls cheered. And the dancing resumed. Scorpon watched from the side as his nephew was partying hard with the girls. That's definitely my nephew, he thought while smiling. When all the hype died down, Spike, the Rainbooms, Trixie and however many more of the girls from class went inside the beach house. While Spike and the Rainbooms had their own guest rooms, the rest of the girls filled out whatever guest rooms were available with a lot of room sharing. Some even had to sleep in the living room. With all the girls asleep, Spike, who was still up, decided to grab a shower without having to worry about any of the bathrooms being occupied. He stood inside the shower stall scrubbing up and speaking to himself. Well, the beach party turned out to be better than I anticipated, though I probably will have to make it up to the girls and Trixie for having our private vacation interrupted. Well, I'm sure something will come to mind. He continued to wash himself. He was so busy scrubbing up he failed to sense something sneakily open the shower stall door, creep up behind him and glump him. Spike, feeling the glump, panicked. I didn't do it, I swear, he cried, reacting on impulse. Gotcha, Spike. Came a familiar voice, as Spike felt a pair of perky bare breasts press into his back. He turned around and was face to face with Pinkie Pie, who was wearing nothing. Pinkie, that's me, she smiled, as the water from the shower head poured on both teenagers. What are you doing in here? Spike asked, while feeling an erection coming on. I felt like taking a shower, silly, she answered. You were already in here, so I decided to just let myself in. Cool, but that's not the main issue I got, Spike said, as his eyes trailed all around Pinkie's bare naked body. As water cascades down her skin and her usual poofy hair deflating from getting wet. I couldn't help myself. I felt like joining you, that way we each get a shower done together. Duh, Pinkie giggled. So this is what you wanted? Spike asked rhetorically. Yes. Now how about I wash your back for you? Pinkie offered, as she held up the bar of soap. Spike froze at her offer and spoke. You're not going to take no for an answer, are you? Nope, she shook her head. Spike, seeing no other way out of it and remembered how much he could use this time to get to know the rest of the Rain Booms personally, decided to go along with it. So he turned his back. All right, wash away. Pinkie started rubbing the soap all along Spike's back, as the boy tensed up at first, but slowly relaxed. This must have been what you and the others felt when I was rubbing sunscreen on your backs. It was all that and more, Pinkie answered, as she continued washing Spike's back before rubbing her palm up and down it. Spike moaned in arousal from the touch. Does Spike like this? She teased, as she continued to tease him. Yes, Spike does, Spike answered with a pant. Good, Pinkie smiled, as she pressed herself against his back and rubbed her breasts against his back. Pinkie, what do you? Spike asked, as he once again felt something press into his back. Just using something better than a sponge, she giggled. Spike, knowing what she meant, thought, oh god, she's using her jugs as sponges. Best shower I've ever taken. He grinned to himself. After Pinky finished rubbing up his back with her bosoms, she spoke, now it's time for you to do me. Spike turned around and was blushing. Really? I got to wash you. So now it's time you return to favor. She offered him the soap. Spike nodded as he began rubbing the soap all around her body as the girl relaxed. As Spike washed her breasts, his eyes couldn't look away from the perky orbs that his back just recently had close contact with. He thought to himself, Discord, I'm gonna have plenty to talk about with you next time we hang out. As Spike finished Pinky's front, she turned around so he could wash her back. As he did so, the girl spoke, you've had quite a busy day with doing backs, huh? You're telling me, Spike answered. Still, those hands of yours knew all the right spots, Pinky said as she relaxed. Thanks, no problem. After Spike had Pinky's back rinsed off, the girl turned back to face him. You did perfect, Spike. Thank you. You're welcome, Spike replied, until he saw Pinky cup his face into her hands. Now let me reward you for your efforts. Pinky claimed his lips with hers, and they passionately made out in the shower, even as the water continued to pour down on them. When they parted, Spike panted. That felt great, and it's about to get better. Pinky smirked. Spike looked her in the eye. You want to go further? I do, and the question is, do you? She asked seductively, while drawing circles on his chest with her finger. Spike trembled at her touch, and answered, yes, I do. Well then, Pinky claimed his lips again, as they made out in the shower, as moans could be heard from outside the stall. Later on, both Spike and Pinky, after drying off, were dressed in bathrobes. Spike, after drying his hair with a hair towel, spoke. That was the best shower ever, you betcha, Pinky added, as she finished drying her hair that suddenly poofed back to its poofy style. Thanks, Pinky, I really appreciated this, Spike smiled. You're welcome, Pinky answered, as she kissed Spike. Well, have a good night, Spike. She winked. You too, Spike replied, as Pinky left the bathroom. Spike stood still and looked back at the shower stall, smiling. I'm never gonna forget this experience. After the beach weekend at Spike's uncle Scorpon's beach house, the academy students had returned to the school to continue with the rest of spring break. One morning, when Spike saw the girls had stuff they need to take care of, decided to have the day to himself. After slipping on his purple jacket and grabbed some sunglasses, he left the dorms and started walking. Boy, the beach sure was fun, he said to himself, and that was just for the weekend, still a whole week of fun. But today it's a solo day. He walked until he made it to the city. As he walked the city, he debated on what to do, until an idea came to him. Maybe I'll try the mall and see if they got any deals. He walked into the mall. Spike walked through the mall, saying how it was as busy as always. He stopped in front of the bookstore he and Twilight enjoy shopping at. Wonder if they got anything new today, he asked himself before going inside. He walked around the store, checking out the bookshelves, before stopping around the comic book section. He looked at some of the comic issues. No, not this one. Not enough. Hell no. Isn't there any comics here worth checking out? He asked in frustration, until he pulled up another comic and read the title, Accelerated Realms. He looked at the first few pages, and suddenly he was compelled to look some more. He suddenly decided to stop reading it so not to spoil himself. This will do. He went and paid for his comic before taking his leave. He walked by the food court and decided to grab a bite. After purchasing some pizza slices and a beverage, he sat at one of the tables. He started on his first slice, until a familiar voice spoke up. Mind if I join you? Spike looked up and saw Sunset Shimmer standing behind him, holding a tray with a burger, fries, chicken rings, and a drink. Sunset, hey, he greeted her, taking his reaction as a yes. She sat down at the table opposite side of Spike. He spoke up. What are you doing here? I got what I needed to do early, so I came here. What luck I find you here as well, Sunset smiled, before taking a bite out of her burger. I just needed to get out of the dorms. While spring break is a time for partying, it's also meant for normal rest and relaxation. Like coming here for an example, he answered. Yeah, sometimes simple things are always the best. Sunset agreed. You get anything here? Spike asked. Not really, did you? Yeah, I bought a new comic today. It looks like a good series, Spike explained, as he finished his first slice. What is it? Sunset inquired, as she ate some of her fries. Spike pulled out his comic to show her. This Accelerated Realms. Spike nodded. Yeah. For a heads up, it's about this loser teenager boy being showed a whole new dimension outside the space-time continuum by his school's most popular girl. What is this new dimension he's shown? Sunset asked curiously. Well, we can read it together so you can find out, Spike offered. I'd really like that, Sunset answered with a smile. After they had their lunch, Spike and Sunset sat together and read the comic book. With every page turned, both teens were getting more excited and thrilled by the concept. When they turned the last page of the comic, both looked very pleased with it. Wow, that was amazing, Sunset said. Enjoy, I know, right? Spike asked. So that new world he's introduced to is like an online robot armor world where those who inhabit it are in constant battle for supremacy. Wicked, I know, Spike replied. Are you gonna start buying the rest of the issues? Because I think I will, Sunset said. Maybe I will too, the boy replied. There was a bit of a pause between the two, until Spike asked, so what do we do now? Sunset pondered on it. Before answering, why don't we go exploring and see what we can do? Spike shrugged. It works for me. So the two walked around the mall some more before heading out. So the two walked around the city getting some exercise and fresh air, all while enjoying each other's company. As an orange hue washed over the sky as the sun started going down, the two went inside a cafe for a bite to eat. After receiving their food, the two chowed down. About halfway through, Spike spoke up. So there's going to be an end of the semester dance before summer break. That's right, so I hope you're prepared for the whole school asking you to it. Sunset warned him. Haven't you had dances before with boys? Spike asked. Yeah, however majority of us had to ask boys we used to know if we wanted dates. Other times we just go as friends to have fun. I see, Spike replied. Well, if worse comes to worse and I get bombarded with dates, I'll just say I'm going as a free-for-all. Good luck, Sunset chuckled. Have you ever had a date to any dances? Spike inquired. Sunset looked taken aback by his question and answered with a bit of shame in her voice. Actually, yes, this was during my days when I was still rotten to the core. Spike listened. I was dating this popular rocker named Flash Sentry, but I was only dating him so I could boost my so-called popularity. At first he had went along with me because he could say he was dating someone no matter who it was. Eventually my cruel attitude led to him dumping me. Back then I wouldn't have cared if he did, but now I'm glad he did. He deserved to be with someone better, not with the horrible person I was before. She sighed. Spike spoke up. Sunset, remember the girl you were before is gone. You're a better person now. Well, how can you tell? You never knew the girl I used to be. True, I don't, Spike admitted, but nevertheless to me this is the real you, and wouldn't trade in this sunset shimmer for any other. He smiled. Sunset looked at Spike. As his smiling face brightened her spirit back up, filling her with new hope. The girl spoke. Thanks, Spike, I needed that. You're welcome, he replied. Sunset got up. Pardon me, there's something I'd like to do. Spike was curious as Sunset walked over to speak to someone. The guy nodded and Sunset went up to a karaoke machine on stage. The guy spoke up into a mic. All right everyone, listen up. We got us a little entertainment tonight. Here for the very first time. Sunset shimmer. The people clapped as a spotlight shined on Sunset. As Spike watched in curiosity, Sunset spoke into the mic connected to the karaoke machine. This is a song I'd like to share with you all, and I'd like to dedicate this to a boy who reminded me that my past is not today. She started the karaoke machine that played music. She began singing. As Sunset sang, Spike watched and listened in amaze. He felt Sunset pouring her heart out through her song, and knew if she hadn't changed then she'd never be able to sing so beautifully. As the spotlight shined down on Sunset, Spike could almost see the girl take the form of a phoenix girl. He blushed as he envisioned her in such a form, until the song ended, and everyone applauded. Spike got out of his seat and clapped rapidly. Sunset smiled at everyone cheering for her and took a bow. She walked off the stage and went back to her table with Spike. The boy who was overwhelmed with excitement spoke. Sunset, That was amazing. You liked that? I loved it. I'm glad. Sunset smiled, until she was surprised at Spike suddenly pulling her into an embrace. You truly are a wonderful girl, Sunset Shimmer, he whispered into her ear. Sunset smiled as she returned the embrace. They pulled their heads back a bit to look into each other's eyes. Feeling as if they were reading each other's minds, knew what to do next. They leaned forward and kissed. As they kissed with passion, the other people in the cafe hooted and hollered at their display. The two parted and saw the scene they were creating. They felt sheepish and Spike spoke. What say we get out of here? Agreed, Sunset answered, as they paid for their meal and left. Soon it was nighttime at the dorms. Inside Spike's room, both his and Sunset's clothes laid in piles on the floor. In the bed was Spike laying down with his bare chest exposed, and Sunset Shimmer pressing her bare chest into his, while rest her head into his neck. Both were panting as Spike spoke. That was fun, I'll say, Sunset agreed. Thanks for spending today with me, Sunset, Spike said as he looked down at her. No problem, Spike, she kissed him. Good night. She fell asleep with her head in his neck. Spike smiled. Good night. He fell asleep with his arms wrapped around Sunset's waist under the covers.
「しずくたち